Well, hello everybody. This is another tutorial using Gravit Designer. Gravit Designer is a free vector program found at designer.gravit.io. For this little thing, we're going to create a sort of a minimalist cityscape. In order to do that, we're going to need at least as far as I'm going to do, 3 different skylines. So I've gone to this free photo site called pexels.com. There's several others available out there. Pixabay, Unsplash, lots out there. Just to kind of keep everything safe in terms of copyright stuff, because we don't want to, like everyone here is, offered their stuff up. It's obviously nice to credit things, but I've got several here that I've chosen. Just make sure you know where they're at, because you can't just drag them into Gravit Designer. And let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to create a 1920 by 1080 canvas here. And this may or may not be too wide for some of these things, but it's okay. And just press create. And down here, I'll just keep the DPI to 72%, 72 dots per inch. And right, okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to a different website. Let's go to Adobe Color. And what we'll just do is we'll just find a palette. We're going to go over here to Explore and type in any random word that you want here that, I'll say sunset, say for instance here. And pardon my little beep there. And hey, look, this looks nice. And I'll just grab this. What you can do with this is if you're logged in to Adobe Color, you can just real quick go down here and you can just download this as a JPEG. Otherwise, you can sample the hexadecimal codes as you go through. So I'm going to do a couple things just to set up my canvas. I'm going to zoom out some. So Z on the keyboard, Alt to zoom out. And I'm going to hit this little picture icon. So I'll hit this little picture icon here. And I'm going to grab my Adobe Colorful Sunset here. I'll shrink this down real good. I don't think I can take it out of the artboard. No, I can't. Okay. I'm actually going to make it into the page here. I get a multi-page view, and I'll just make a new page. Add a page. And I'll just place this on the second page for now. That way it'll be there available for me. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go over here to our pictures, place a picture here, place an image, and I'll get my first little thing here. So the first little picture, I'll just make this bigger, so V on the keyboard, and I'll just hold down the Shift key and the Alt key at the same time so it sort of centers itself. And I'll make it to where I can see the city skyline, from one side to the other. So with my pen tool selected over here, you can press the letter P on the keyboard. I'll zoom in some. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold down the Shift key while I create this. I don't need to be exact about this. I'm just going to try to follow this as closely as I can just by holding down Shift, just clicking as I go through. And you can sacrifice some of the details here or there. But I'm just going to go through. And obviously, the closer zoomed in you are, say for instance, you get these little spires here. Whatever picture you've got, if you've got these little spires, obviously. And then every so often, if you wanted to say change it up, and like say for instance right here, this picture wasn't quite lined up. I could just sort of maybe do one or two little tiny angles off to the side here. I'm going to ignore these water towers here, but you're basically going to go across the screen, going through all these, and you're going to just trace these buildings out. And obviously, the more detailed the skyline, the more detailed your little design will be here. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and then we'll talk about what we'll do next. Okay, so we've got this all situated here. I'm going to go down here to my properties, and I'm just going to take away the border. And with my fill, I'm just going to choose one of these colors over here. I might just choose, I don't know, maybe this red one right here. And what we'll do is I'll go ahead and lock this path. I locked midway through this path here. I can actually just kind of take this away. I'll just delete this for now. And now you can kind of see how that looks. It looks kind of, you can definitely recognize that as an actual, collection of buildings here. Okay, so with the next one, it's the second verse, same as the first. We're just going to go over here, get our next image, which in this case I think it's the Bargava Maripati. And same deal. I'm just going to make this bigger. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of cover this whole thing. I'll pull this down some. so it's visible. We can see all sides. And I'm just going to go right across the back side here. And yeah, I'll just speed along with this. So just once again, take your pen tool here and just, I might even take the fill away once we get going. So I'll start off on this here. Okay, it looks as if it won't actually show the fill until later here, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, speed it up. Okay, so with this done, we'll do the same thing. We'll just go over here to our eyedropper tool, and we'll just choose a different color. Say, for instance, blue right here, and we can mix this up later on. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this image, and we can kind of see what's going on here with this. I'll just grab my move tool, and I'll sort of drag this down slightly, and we can kind of see what's happening here. We can kind of see we've got multiple layers here, and it works that this is a little bit bigger because it's showing up a little bit more in the image here, and the colors work really well together. I like that. All right, so the last one, almost there, or almost I would say 2/3 of the way there. Okay, let's just go ahead and grab this and zip it on up here. I'll speed this along with my pen tool. Ready? I'll gotta lock this real quick just so I don't move it around. I'll lock this one as well. And let's go. All right, cool. So we've got our third city skyline. I'll just sample another color here, maybe even this color right here. And then what we'll do is we'll just drag it down a little bit. Let's get rid of this. I'll unlock this. And I'll just delete it. And so now we've got this guy hanging out here. I wonder if it would look better if I were to sort of switch these out here and put this one on the bottom real low and unlock this guy. I'll drag this guy down, drag this guy up. Let's see here. Or if I could go back into like single page mode. All right, there we go. Cool. So now I can see that this is not going to show up here. So I'll just pull this up until I can see everything. I'll pull this guy up a little bit more so I can see all of his stuff. I'll pull this guy up a little bit more. Unlock him. So one thing that you could do here, for instance, is you could just grab this and right click on it and transform it and flip it horizontally and see if that helps anything show up better. Maybe I want to like move this over this way. I wonder if maybe I can. Okay. That's actually kind of neat. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't like how this kind of goes really close to this guy here, so I may just scooch him over a little bit and maybe make all of this just a little bit bigger. Actually, you know what? This is okay. I'll hold it over because then it'll just sort of dive down beneath here. So you can kind of manipulate this, even though I'm missing this little spot here. It's okay. I'll just right there and maybe even drag this up some. All right, that's kind of neat. All right, fun. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll add, let me get back into multi-page mode here, is I'll add a sort of sunset in the background here. So I'm going to go get my rectangle tool, and I'm just going to drag a rectangle, just any old place, over this artboard. It can even just be right there. And I'm going to go over here to fill. I'm going to change this from color fill to linear gradient. And I'm going to select this first stop here and make it into this orange, and then the second stop here, I'm going to make this into this here dark orange, and I'll just sort of pull these stops. All right, cool. And the last thing I'll do, let me just go down here. I'll click on this rectangle. I'm going to get my circle tool here, ellipse, and I'll just draw a little circle. I might make it yellow or pale. I'll go here to color fill. Turn it like, that's fine. Do a pale orange. That's cool. And go back here to single page mode. And hey, we've got our little minimalist city skyline. That's kind of fun. I like it. So let's go ahead and file, export as a JPEG, call it city skyline, whatever you want to call it. And it should download, or at least appear in your downloads here. So let's go down here to download city skyline. That looks cool. Looks like, oh, here, but we got some strokes visible there. So I'm going to go ahead and take off those strokes here. Just real quick, find this guy. Good catch. Workers here as well. All right, awesome. Borders? No borders. Cool. Fun. All right, there you go. Cool. So just export that and say, there you go. So that's a fun little thing. All right, cool. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Can't wait to see you guys produce. See y'all around.